Good afternoon, sir. If I could have you raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're to give in this proceeding is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury?
I do.
If you'd have a seat and then spell your first and last names for the record.
My name is Alan Schwarz, A-L-L-A-N-S-C-H-W-A-R-Z.
Attorney Alderberg.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Schwarz, are you currently employed?
No,
Are you retired?
I'm retired.
How long have you been retired?
About 12 years.
Now, for the members of the jury, could you just describe the general area? You don't have to give me an address where you live in Concord.
I live in Canterbury Meadows off Loudon Road.
Okay. Is that in the vicinity of Alton Woods?
I can't.
Is that near the Alton Woods apartment complex?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it's right next to it.
Okay. Are you familiar with the Broken Ground Trail system?
Yes.
Okay. And how are you familiar with it?
Well, I hike there a lot. It's right around the corner from where I live. And you could take a shortcut through Alton Woods and go through the underpass and get there pretty fast. Also, it takes driving time about 5 minutes to get there from where I live. So it's a very convenient place to go for a hike or a walk.
Okay, and let me direct your attention to the day of Monday, April the 18th of last year. Were you on the Broken Ground Trail system on the afternoon of that day?
I was.
And how did you travel there?
I drove my car.
Okay, and could you describe what your vehicle looks like?
It's a red Nissan Rogue.
Okay, when you say red, maybe it's like cherry red, dark red.
Dark red.
Okay. Now, when you got there, what was the actual place you started your visit to the Broken Ground Trail system from?
There's a parking lot right off right there and Portsmouth Street. So I parked and got out of the car, put a little day pack on, went up started hiking.
Laser pointer here. Would it be helpful if you could point out where, if you feel comfortable doing
Is it
so,
on?
using that map, just use the top button to activate the laser.
Okay. If this is the parking lot, that's where I parked.
Okay, so you're pointing basically at the area where that green line intersects with the yellow line.
Can the jurors all see? Okay, great. Great, thanks. Sorry.
Your Honor, I can't hear that too much. I can't hear him too
You have
much.
any- Yes, Attorney Alderberg, if you just
Louder.
raise your voice a bit.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you parked at the Portsmouth Street parking lot for the Broken Ground Trail system?
Yes.
Okay. At that point in time, did you just begin walking?
Yeah, after I, got my trekking poles out and put the little pack on with water, I hiked up this trail. It's the bike path, and I believe that marking right there is a water tank.
Okay.
And from hiking from the parking lot to the water tank, it's about 20 minutes, and that's where I heard the 4 gunshots.
Okay, so you heard gunshots when you were on your hike?
Yes, I heard gunshots right about there.
Okay, and you said you heard 4 gunshots?
Yes.
Can you describe the cadence or how those gunshots sounded to you?
It was bang, 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 bang. So there was a pause.
Okay. And what did you think when you heard those gunshots?
Probably, well, it depends on when I started, but it took about 20 minutes to get up to the water tank from the parking lot.
Okay.
So it'll be, whenever I started, I think it was about 12:30. So 20 minutes after that, or just before 1 o'clock, or around 1.
Okay, and what did you do after you heard the gunshots?
Just kept walking, and I walked down the what I would call the Purple Trail, which is the bike path, connected to the blue trail, walked up, where is this thing? And I don't see it, it's not pointing. Oh, now, I got it. Walked up the blue, connected to the blue trail, and there's another parking lot there, came down, and decided to come down the pond loop on the yellow, and come out the marsh trail to the parking lot.
Okay, so you basically completed a full loop on the trails you just described?
Right.
Okay.
So you can loop it several different ways, but yes, that's the loop I took that particular day.
Okay, and while you were on your route, did you see anything unusual?
About here, before you come out, it's flat, and I saw 4 shell casings.
And you said, where were the casings located in relation to the trail you were on?
The casings were actually on the side of the trail, not the trail itself, in the leaves. And they were about 3 feet apart on each side. Yeah, very good. So they were right approximately in here, exactly where on that map I can't really say, you have to be there. So that they were just inside. This is the power line here. And there's no indication of the power, where the power line runs up and down here and across the street. But once you get up in here, you go into the woods. You under the power lines, it's all open, and then you get into the woods, and that's where they saw the shells. They were in the woods on each side of the trail.
And how many total was it?
4.
And what did you do when you found them?
I just looked around at what possibly could have been the target, and I just they were out of place, and they were very noticeable to me, and I just wondered what was going on.
Okay. And did you do anything with the shell casings?
I picked one up and looked at it, and there wasn't any markings or anything, nothing that I could see, and I put it back to approximately where it was. So I dropped it back in almost the same spot, or as my best judgment was where it was when I picked it up. I didn't walk anywhere, I didn't move.
Okay, and you only did that with one of the casings? You only picked up one of the casings?
I only picked up one.
Okay. Now, when you're out on the trails, did you see anyone else out on the trails that day?
There was a woman with a dog, and that's all I recollect. There was no one else that I saw, no matter what trail or whatever part of the trail I was on. There was no one else.
Okay. And did you later on contact the police about your hike that day?
I did. Once it was on Channel 9 News, that Friday I went up and told the officers, the parking lot was full with police officers and the K-9 unit, and I told the officer that I was there that day. I heard some shots. I didn't know whether that was relevant or not, and detective later contacted me, and we went across where I was, and we walked the trail.
Okay. And were you able to locate the casings when you walked the trail with the police?
Well, the casings were definitely gone, and I told the detectives approximately where I was standing when I saw them in relationship to where the trail was and how it went up and stuff. Okay. So exactly where they were gone, and I just could give them a ballpark figure in this area, probably, a yard up or 2 yards back, and that's where they were on each side of the trail.
And the description you provided, is that within the same vicinity you described today here on the map? Were the way you described, or the location that you described finding the casings to the police, was that the same general vicinity that you described here on the map?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor. Defense counsel may have some questions for you, Mr. Shores.
Thank you. Attorney Smith.
Thank you. Mr. Shores, my name is Caroline Smith, and I do have some questions. just want to make clear, because the red was sort of shaky, not your fault, not your fault. But you were at the parking lot at Portsmouth Street?
Yes,
And then you walked sort of parallel to 393,
right, there's a road there.
and then you go onto, can everybody see? Onto the Purple Trail,
Yes,
until the Purple Trail sort of dips down and hits the Blue Trail,
yes.
and then you go
No,
along.
you go up
Oh, you
or
went
go
up.
right, yes,
all the way
around,
up here.
yes,
And then down
The yellow.
and around,
yes,
down where the yellow and the blue are together,
yes,
and then down where it's sort of a different color yellow.
yes.
And it's not real clear on this map, and I can get it closer if you need to see it, but along the side of March Loop Trail is the power line.
Yes,
And then there is a power line cleared trail to the power station.
no. Well, if,
Not trail, path, sorry.
well,
Okay.
you can see the power station.
Right, and then it's sort of cleared from the
Yeah.
power station out to the power lines.
Yes, it is, that's how you can see it, but I wouldn't say it was a trail.
I
Okay.
said the wrong word. Thank you
All right.
for correcting me.
Okay,
Now I've forgotten what oh yeah. So it was before you hit that cleared area, somewhere
Yes.
before that you saw
yes, it was in the,
casing.
yes, it was before that.
Okay. Now, you said that you heard 4 shots,
Yes,
and you're absolutely positive that you saw 4 casings.
yes,
Okay, I want to talk about the shots. You said that you, on the 22nd, went out to the area to let the police know that you might have information,
yes,
and Detective Shaughnessy came out and talked to you,
yes,
and he actually recorded you.
yes,
And then also, while they're walking along looking for where you saw the casings, you're being recorded there too.
yes,
Okay. And when you first talked to Detective Shaughnessy, you told him that you heard about 4 or 5 gunshots, right?
it was 4.
Okay. And when did you figure out it was 4?
When I heard them, it was in the way, the cadence that I heard them, it's bang, 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 bang. And I don't believe that that's wrong or a mistake at all.
Okay. So you did tell him 4 to 5, but
Right.
now it's 4.
It's 4.
Okay. And then you absolutely saw 4 casings.
Yes,
And there was no question then or now about 4 casings.
right. There's,
And
I'm sorry, did you want to say something further, Mr. Schwartz?
hmm?
Did you want to say something further? Looked like you were finishing.
No, it was 4 casings.
okay. So that was about an hour and a half after you heard the shots.
Yes,
And when first you talked to Detective Shaughnessy, and then he and Detective Parvitz, I think, walked with you to try and locate where you saw the case.
right. They walked the whole trail with me just to get the time, where I was, when I heard what I heard, where I was, when I saw what I saw.
Okay, and they walked the whole trail?
Yes, they did.
And when you were being videoed for looking for the casings, did you pass any police or anything along the way?
No,
Okay.
not to my knowledge.
So, well, let me make sure.
Or were they?
Were you trying to complete a thought there?
No, no, there was, I don't believe anybody was anywhere that I saw or that I remember seeing when I walked with the two detectives.
Okay, so you walked around up the purple, up the blue, down the blue, and along the different color yellow?
Right, that's the marsh trail itself. The
Okay,
yellow,
okay. And so the police that you saw were the two that were with you?
yes.
And they were videoing you the whole time?
Well, I believe that's true. What I saw was only a I don't, yes.
Okay. So when you are being accompanied to locate the shell casings, Detective Harvitz had a metal detector, right?
He could have had. I don't remember the metal detector.
Okay. You don't remember the beeps as he walked behind you or around you?
They might have looked for it, but I don't remember the metal detector.
Okay. You took them to a spot that was a little bit inside the woods.
Yes,
And you told them that you thought that that was the spot.
yes,
And then you said that maybe it's farther up, and you meant north on the trail. Do you remember that?
yes,
And you kept walking on the trail, and you said it was very apparent when you saw them.
yes,
And you are walking in the direction from south to north when you're saying this, right?
yes,
Okay. And you specifically described two on this side, two on this side.
that's correct.
And that as you're going farther up from the place that you first identified, you also told them, let me go farther up. See, there was this big tree.
Mm-hmm,
Remember the big tree?
yes,
Okay. And you didn't walk very far in after you remembered that big tree, did you?
no,
Okay. Stayed pretty much to that entry to the wooded area.
right, it's about 30 yards back from the entry to the where I saw the shell casings.
Okay. So
So
you didn't walk up
it's
to that
it's not close to the end, but it's the end of the trail, or you're ending the trail and you walk. But it was a flat section.
Okay. And you didn't walk in towards that big tree, right?
No,
Okay. And you were asked when you picked him up whether or not you dropped him in the same place? Or
I only
you
picked
threw
one
him-
up and I dropped it in the same place.
Okay, they even asked,
So-
did you flick it or anything?
No, it was dropped. I dropped it, and there were 3 that were in the original place. I never moved them, never touched them, never looked. So when I went back the day with the police officers, they were gone, and precisely where they were, since now this is Friday, I didn't know that it was absolutely significant to know exactly where they were. My best guess was that this is the area that they were in.
Okay. And then you said that you picked one up and looked at it. What were you looking at?
The shell casing, and
what
for
was it?
anything on it, and there was nothing on it.
No inscription on the bottom?
No, not that I could see with the light in the shade that I was in, or anything else. I just couldn't discern anything.
Okay. And one of the things I think you told them that you were looking for was see if you could determine the caliber.
Right, I didn't see that at all.
Okay. No etchings, no marking, no 9mm on it?
No,
And you have some familiarity with guns?
no,
None?
no.
Okay. What was it about the casings that had you pick it up? The fact that you had heard shots before?
The fact that I heard shots, and it was so unusual to find any kind of shells on any trail that I've ever been on.
Okay. And so you pick it up, you leave it up where it was, and while you're with the police officers, you don't go back north towards the big tree that you remembered, right?
No,
Okay. And then, was April 22nd. Does that sound right?
Yes,
It was just a couple of days after.
it was the Friday after the Monday.
And
that-
then
that
on
Friday.
May 12th, you walked with Detective Ryder and Detective Brown. I said I wouldn't use this,
Oh.
but I'm gonna.
Oh, no,
You remember that?
yes?
And they were not videotaping you, right?
I don't believe so.
Okay. And it was Detective Ryder and Detective Brown that walked that whole trail up the yellow, up the purple, up the blue, down the blue and yellow, and onto the different yellow marsh loop trail, right?
Yes,
Okay. And the first time that we're talking about, it was only the entrance of the Marsh Loop Trail that you were being videotaped.
yes,
The entrance to the woods, you didn't go deep in, but the second time is when you went all the way around.
right.
And this time, as you're coming down Marsh Loop Trail, going north to south, because that's the direction you had walked that
Yes.
day, right?
Yeah,
You came upon that big pine tree, right?
I didn't remember the tree at that time.
Okay.
But I didn't remember where approximately where the shells were. And that's what I pointed out to them. And that's where they took, the times.
Okay. Okay, so what times?
Well, they were working with it because I was just, wondering where I was when I heard this. This is where I was. This is why it took this long to come around. What was there, what I saw while I was walking the trail, approximately how much time it took to get out of the car, get to the water tank, get around the trail, make the junctions that I made, and walk out.
Okay. So, when you arrive at the Big Pine Trail, walking south, the direction that you had walked on the 18th, you actually just past the Big Pine Trail noticed a worn path going into the woods that would have been on your left, right?
Start again?
Okay.
I did.
It was a long one, so I'll try and break it down. After the Big Pine Tree, you noticed a path, not a trail, a worn path going into the woods?
No, I don't remember that.
Okay. Do you remember seeing that worn path and telling them you don't recall that being there on April 18 when you walked through?
No.
Okay. You didn't know anything about the crime scene, where things were located in the media, right?
No, right. That's
And s-
correct.
Okay, so did you tell Detective Brown, after you passed the Big Pine Tree, there's this path here, it wasn't here before?
No, I don't remember saying anything about a path, and I don't know, I'm not sure what what the conversation was that would make me say that, or
Okay.
what I was referring to.
Okay, you say you don't remember. If I show you a report of sorts, do you think that might help you remember?
Maybe. I don't recall it.
And a lot of time has passed, Mr. Schwartz. It's okay if you don't remember things, so I'm not trying to put you on the spot, all right?
No, I don't remember the trail.
Okay. I'm gonna show you a copy of a police report of Detective Brown and Bates stamp 354. And you can read as much of it as you want, but I'm gonna ask you questions about that last paragraph.
Well, I do and I don't.
Okay.
No, I know where I was. I don't know if I actually, it might have been at the time, I don't recall, because there was so many things pointed, I would see this, I was here, this is what I heard. It could have been here, it could have been, 2 yards up where the shell casing was, so I was, doing a lot of, trying to figure out, because I really didn't, realize the significance of what I had seen on Monday. And I might not have even noticed it. So if I noticed something different or something more, which that seems to be, I noticed more on Friday when I walked with Detective Brown. But I don't recall that particular sentence or saying that this is a trail that's, this is really beaten down.
Okay, so let me unpack that a little bit, okay? As you're walking around the trail with Detective Ryder and Detective Brown, and you are going south, north to south
Yep.
on Marsh Loop Trail, at some point you pass this big pine tree.
Well, it wasn't a pine tree. I don't think there's a pine tree, but there was a tree that I thought was significant in my recollection of where things were,
Okay.
as a indication of where things were,
Okay.
a marker.
Oh.
No, it was like a marker that, here's where I should be looking.
Okay, so there's a big tree that is doing something to refresh you about where you saw the casings.
Right,
And beyond the big tree, you notice a worn trail, like people had been walking on it that wasn't there before.
right, down on a Friday, yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Right. And you thought this is the area where the casings were, right?
No, I really don't recall that particular conversation or making that kind of judgment.
Okay.
They were, I don't think that, I don't recall that at all.
Okay, and that's fine, because it's been a long time, and I want to finish this up, even though you may or may not recall, okay, because I have to go through procedures.
Mm-hmm,
Okay, so you continue on, and you get beyond that big tree that was of significance, and got closer to the entry where you had been with Detective Shaughnessy and Harbitz a couple of days, a week or so before.
I remember walking with Detective Brown,
Okay,
and that's the only conversation or walk I truly remember. Now,
Okay.
I might have been, I don't remember going up, they wouldn't let me go up on Friday. I had to go later in the day, and the only two detectives I remember were Detective Brown
okay,
and his
so,
partner.
oops, I don't want to interrupt too much, but the first day you went up a little bit, but they wouldn't let you go up too much. The day with Detective Brown and Ryder.
They wouldn't let me, I don't know what, say, they,
This does happen all the time, but if you could just try to make sure that Attorney Smith is done with her question. In everyday speech, we do this. You think you
Yeah.
know where she's going, we interject.
Right.
But just we're getting a record, so if you could just probably just try a little bit to make sure that she's completed her question before you answer.
all right.
And I'll ask Attorney Smith to do the same. Thanks.
Good.
I know.
Okay, remember.
Now you won't be able to remember the question.
Okay, so I think what you were saying was that first time they didn't let you go up very far, but
No,
the
they would-
second time with Detective Brown, you were able
Right.
to do the whole
And
thing.
yes, and I never got up there. They were taking the canine unit was going up there. When I showed up Friday to go up with them, it was Friday morning, and I didn't get up on the trail at all. The only time I walked was with Detective Brown and his partner, or the other detective. Oh,
Okay, that's fine. As long time ago, don't
Huh?
let it worry you. Like I say, we
Huh?
can refresh you if you need it.
No, I just,
But you remember that second time with Detective
right,
Brown?
and try to record,
Remember a significant tree, but not particularly the path.
right.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. I wanna go on to, you had a conversation with Detective Brown in April of this year, right?
I called him. I don't know. You know? Yes, I did talk to him again.
Okay. It was actually to see if it was okay to talk with, my office.
That's
right?
correct.
And, he answered your questions. right?
Yes,
And then, he asked you a question and you told him no, you had not taken the casings from the scene to put them back later, right?
correct.
And he asked you again and you said no.
I did not take anything. I put the case, the one that I picked up, I put back to where I thought it was, approximately in the same area. When I left, there were 4 shell casings on the ground, approximately, and one was maybe moved a little bit by inches, but 3 others were in the same place that I saw them. Never touched them, never moved them.
Okay. And, then you are saying that you picked the one up. If there's something on the ground there, you're walking.
Right.
And you pick it up, and you sort of stand there and study it for a bit.
Yep,
Anybody around there could have seen you looking at the case.
absolutely.
Okay. And, by the way, it was about 2:30 that you finished the hike? 2:45?
2:45,
Okay.
3 o'clock.
So, you finished the hike again at Portsmouth Street,
Yes,
and it was a beautiful day, right?
warm, yes.
Okay. The woman that you saw, do you recall what kind of dog she was with?
No,
Okay. And you recall one dog, not 2 dogs?
yes.
And this was sometime probably, about what time in your walk did you see her?
About the end, probably. It was somewhere on the Marsh Trail, more up at the beginning where the pond loop and the junction was, yeah. It was that end of the trail,
Okay, so around 2:15 to 2:30-ish?
yeah, something like that.
Okay. And one dog, and you don't recall the type? Right?
Right, correct.
And you never did talk to my office, did you?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any further direct examination, Attorney Olberding?
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Any objection to excusing Mr. Schwartz altogether? Would you like him subject to possible recall?
Yes.
Okay, so Mr. Schwartz, I have good news and bad news. I don't mean it's really bad
Yeah,
news,
it's-
but you're free to go today. But there's some. I'm not excusing you altogether. There's some possibility that you could be recalled later in the trial. So, but you're certainly free to go today. But I'm just going to ask you to remain seated there right now because we will take our afternoon break. Members of the jury, then we'll bring you back in about 10 or 15 minutes to resume testimony.
All right.